Imagine descending into a world so dark, so crushingly silent, that no sunlight has ever touched its walls. A place where temperatures flirt with freezing, where the pressure could crush a submarine like a soda can, and yet life somehow exists. These are the deepest spots on Earth, mysterious underworlds that hide secrets about our planet's origins, its future, and perhaps even the limits of life itself. Today, we're going on a journey to the deepest corners of Earth, not outer space, but inner space, to uncover what these abyssal depths truly reveal about the world we live in. The descent begins. When people think of exploration, they often imagine astronauts floating in the emptiness of space. But in truth, the most extreme frontier lies right here on our own planet. Beneath the glittering surface of the oceans, beyond the point where sunlight fades into blackness, there are trenches so deep they make mountains look small. The deepest of them all is the Mariana Trench, located in the western Pacific Ocean. It stretches over 1,500 miles long and plunges nearly 11 kilometers, almost 7 miles, down deeper than Mount Everest is tall. At its lowest known point, called the Challenger Deep, the water pressure is over 1,000 times greater than its sea level. It's a place where few machines and even fewer humans have ever dared to go. But the Mariana Trench isn't alone. Earth is filled with hidden abysses: the Tonga Trench, the Philippine Trench, the Puerto Rico Trench in the Atlantic, and the Java Trench near Indonesia. Each one holds its own story, its own piece of the puzzle of how our planet was shaped. These deep spots are not just holes in the seafloor. They are windows into Earth's soul, gateways that reveal how continents move, how life adapts to impossibility, and how fragile yet fierce our planet truly is. The crushing silence beneath. As you descend into the deep ocean, light fades almost instantly. Within a few hundred meters, the vibrant blue turns to shadowy green. Go deeper, and soon everything is pitch black. At around 1,000 meters below, the world becomes completely alien. No sunlight, no warmth, only the glow of bioluminescent creatures, small flashes of blue, green, and red, pulsing like stars in a night sky made of water. By the time you reach the trench floor, the environment is almost unimaginable. The pressure there is over 16,000 pounds per square inch. That's like having 50 jumbo jets stacked on top of you. Temperatures hover just above freezing. It's a silent, crushing world where time seems to stand still. And yet, it's alive. Scientists have discovered amphipods, shrimp-like creatures, crawling across the muddy seafloor. Microbes thrive in the sediments, feeding on chemicals instead of sunlight. Even strange, ghostly fish pale and jelly-like glide through the pitch-black waters, surviving where no other vertebrates can. This alone changes what we thought we knew about life. For centuries, scientists believed that nothing could live under such pressure, without sunlight or warmth. But the trenches proved them wrong. Life doesn't just adapt, it thrives in adversity. That's one of the first lessons the deepest spots on Earth reveal. Our planet is far more resilient than we ever imagined. The planet's hidden machinery. Beneath the mystery of the trenches lies the story of Earth's heartbeat: plate tectonics. These deep scars are where our planet's massive crustal plates meet, collide, and dive beneath one another in a process called subduction. The Mariana Trench, for example, marks the boundary where the Pacific Plate slides beneath the smaller Mariana Plate. This movement drives earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and even the creation of new mountains. Without subduction zones like these, Earth would not recycle its crust, and our continents would look entirely different. It's strange to think about it, but the deepest trenches are both destroyers and creators. They consume old ocean floor, pulling it into the planet's molten heart, and in doing so, they fuel volcanoes that build new land elsewhere. In fact, much of the air we breathe and the landscapes we live on are direct results of these deep, unseen processes. The carbon locked in rocks gets pulled into the mantle, then released back into the atmosphere through volcanic eruptions, a cycle that has kept Earth habitable for billions of years. So, when we look into the abyss, we aren't just staring at darkness. We're watching the gears of the Earth turn, slow and powerful, shaping the surface we walk on. The second truth the deep reveals is that the Earth is alive, constantly recycling itself, constantly in motion even if we can't feel it from above. Messages from the past. Deep-sea trenches don't just hold geological secrets, they hold the memory of our planet's past. Every layer of sediment that settles there tells a story. Volcanic eruptions, meteor impacts, ancient life, and even human pollution. Incredibly, scientists have found microplastic particles, tiny fragments of human waste, on the floor of the Mariana Trench. It's a haunting reminder that no part of our planet is untouched. Even the deepest point on Earth bears the fingerprints of our species. But it's not all bad news. These sediments also contain clues to how life began. Deep beneath the seafloor, where heat and chemicals seep from the rocks, microbes live without sunlight, relying instead on the Earth's internal energy. Some scientists believe life on Earth might have started in places just like this, deep, dark, and under immense pressure. If that's true, then the ocean trenches are not just dead ends, they are cradles of creation. And if life could begin in such extreme conditions here, then perhaps it could exist elsewhere on icy moons like Europa or Enceladus, where liquid oceans hide beneath frozen crusts. The deep Earth teaches us that life needs more than sunlight, it needs perseverance. The third truth, hidden in the abyss, is that the story of life is written in darkness, not just in light. The human connection. Humans have always been drawn to the unknown. The urge to explore the deepest places mirrors our need to understand ourselves. Only a handful of people have ever reached the bottom of the Mariana Trench. In 1960, Jacques Piccard and Don Walsh descended in the Bathurst Cave Trieste, spending just 20 minutes on the seafloor before returning to the surface. They described a flat, featureless plain and a single flatfish that darted away into the dark. Decades later, filmmaker and explorer James Cameron became the first person to dive solo to the Challenger Deep. He described the seafloor as a desolate lunar landscape, silent but strangely alive. His dive proved that even at the planet's most hostile depths, there are things worth discovering. Each dive, each sample, each sonar map adds another piece to the vast puzzle of our world. But it also reminds us of something profound. Our planet's greatest mysteries aren't out there in space, they're right beneath our feet. The ocean covers more than 70% of Earth's surface, yet over 80% of it remains unexplored. That means we know more about Mars than we do about our own seabed. The deepest spots are both a frontier and a mirror, showing us how much we still have to learn. The future beneath the waves. What comes next for our exploration of the deep? As technology advances, robotic submersibles and autonomous probes are venturing where humans cannot. They collect samples, film bizarre creatures, and measure the chemistry of the deepest waters. We're learning that these abyssal zones play a vital role in stabilizing Earth's climate. The deep ocean acts as a carbon sink, storing vast amounts of heat and greenhouse gases. But as the planet warms, the balance is shifting. Understanding how the deep ocean responds to climate change might be one of the keys to our survival. Yet, even as we learn more, there are growing concerns. Mining companies are eyeing the deep seabed for its rich mineral deposits, metals like cobalt, nickel, and manganese. Extracting them could destroy delicate ecosystems that have taken millions of years to form. So, we face a choice. Will we treat the depths as a treasured chest or as a sacred archive of life and history? The deepest spots on Earth remind us of two things: how powerful our planet is, and how fragile it can become in the hands of those who don't respect it. We stand on the edge of understanding, with the ability to uncover secrets buried for eons, but also the power to erase them in an instant. The message from the deep. The next time you look at the ocean, remember this: beneath those waves lies another world. A world where the rules of life are rewritten, where the planet's heart beats in slow motion, and where the echoes of creation still whisper through the darkness. The deepest spots on Earth aren't just places, they're messages. They tell us that life finds a way, that the Earth never stops moving, and that the unknown is always closer than we think. We explore the deep not just to map it, but to understand ourselves. Because somewhere between the crushing silence and the flicker of bioluminescent light lies the truth of our planet, that the more we uncover, the more we realize how little we know. And perhaps that's what makes it so endlessly fascinating. So, as humanity looks outward to the stars, we should never forget to look downward too, into the cold, dark heart of our own world, because in those depths lie the greatest stories Earth has ever told.